Trux Simmons decided on a career in mass communication while serving in the Navy during the Vietnam War. Training at Lowry Air Force Base first brought him to Denver, eventually pursuing a master's degree at the University of Denver with the goal of landing a job writing and producing television programs. Landing that television job took a while. He spent a few years doing industrial videos before landing a job at KRMA Channel 6 in the mid-'80s.
I saw this ad that said, we're looking for a producer-director for marketing and development. And I thought, wow, try to convince people to pay for something they perceive they're getting for free. That is the ultimate challenge of a mass communicator. Because I wanted live directing experience and I wanted multi-camera directing experience. And the only place in those days to get that was at a TV station.
His live work included auctions and pledge drives that lasted up to 12 hours straight and brought talent from Denver's other TV stations to help out. His work even allowed him to introduce the world of broadcasting to children, influencing their lives and career choices years later.
The longest running program at Channel 6 in the history of the station is a program called Super 6 School News, where we invited sixth and fifth grade teachers to do a newscast. And some of these kids are now in the broadcasting industry as news anchors. That was one of the most fun things I got to do at 6 was work with those children.
He produced regular series dedicated to issues of underserved segments of the community, like Senior Showcase.
The topic of this special Senior Showcase edition is old-time broadcasting. And today, we're going to return to a time before television when Denver had only a few, and I do mean few, radio stations.
And we covered some hard stuff. We did a show about gambling addiction and how it affects some seniors. Fred Hobbs was a great guy. He, at the time, was working for one of the casinos up there, and he got us into one of those gambling casinos up there, the camera crew. I was amazed that they would allow us to do that.
His real passion was for locally focused historical documentaries, highlighting places and periods in Denver's past.
It was what I wanted to do all along. It was fabulous, and I got to do things that I don't think I could have done anywhere else. Talked my way into doing a history series called Rocky Mountain Legacy, which was a half-hour history series. I kind of broke the budget when I did the Air Force Academy show. Can you believe that? A producer would spend all the money? How are you going to do a program about the Air Force Academy without being in the air? So I hired a helicopter. So I said, how about Denver during the war? Denver during the 40s. There was a time.
It was a simpler time when we were much younger and about to enter the most turbulent decade of the century.
I hired a composer to write the music for that documentary. And the greatest compliment was some person had seen the show and they said, oh, and I loved that 40s music. And it had been written 6 months earlier. And then I did with Merwin as a host, The Way We Were.
The 50s in Denver was a decade of rapid change, both economic and social. We were all trying to catch up on life after a long depression and the war.
From a writing standpoint, and I was nominated for an Emmy.
Focused on writing and producing, Simmons credits the talented creative crews he worked with for making these documentaries so compelling.
Television production is teamwork. You know, it takes about 800 stills to do an hour historical documentary. I couldn't have done any of the history series at Channel 6 without the help of the Colorado Historical Society and the Western History Department at the Denver Public Library. And that was another nice thing about working for public television. We didn't get charged.
Simmons is a passionate believer in the role public television plays in the larger communications landscape.
The community needs local production. Local production is the only thing that distinguishes you from any other PBS station. What was nice for me was I was hired as a producer/director because I thought we were underutilizing the broadcast medium. I wanted to inform, inspire with that medium, and I got to do that in public television. The power is in the story and the way it's told, and it will always be. No matter what size screen you get it on.
We are proud to welcome Trux Simmons to the Broadcast Pioneers Hall of Fame.